Bitcoins and beer, Bitcoins and beer. Here is Norm. He's a store of Essex Creams and Raisin Ranch. He is here as drinking beer as he spilled Bitcoins on his pants. Hello, it's me, Norm again. Here once again to drink beer and rant about Bitcoins. And I do have to apologize for the Oompa Loompa hair. Not the color. It's not so gingery red. Although that might be kind of cool. But no, it's just a shape. Unexpected rant here tonight because I've been thinking a lot. But first, let's go to the beer. I don't recommend thinking, by the way, because it is a really big buzzkill. Okay. Beer is once again Sierra Nevada, one of my favorites. Torpedo, and there's my Sierra Nevada sign. I don't know if you can see it. Let's keep this over here. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so let's open up the beer. Italian Stiletto. Pearl handled Stiletto. Not the Starship Enterprise tonight, but yeah. Don't mess with me, beer. Alright, sorry. I'm in a weird mood tonight. Because, like I said, I've been thinking. And I've been thinking that politics and economics go hand in hand sometimes. Oh, what does this have to do with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency? It has everything. Well, you know, economics has to do with Bitcoin. Hopefully, if you're watching this. If not, watch some of my past things. But economics is Bitcoin. Oh, I'm shaking the laptop. But also politics. I didn't realize how much politics had to do with economics until. Well, I guess I always knew it, but maybe I didn't put two and two together. They're both kind of like a roller coaster. Some people like to go up with the anticipation and uncertainty of the fall. Some people like the fall. The fear of the fall, because it's exciting and scary at times and exhilarating. You can't have the ups without the downs because they're all part of the same ride. A lot like economics and politics, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that was a horrible reference. Well, I've been drinking a little bit, to tell you the truth. But point, I've already forgotten the point. How bad is that? Now, I'll totally remember it in a minute. The point is, both politics and economics looks good on paper. On paper. But you have to understand the difference between education and wisdom. Wisdom is experiencing it. Education is reading it. And sometimes education looks a lot better on paper than actually going through it. It's kind of like, I don't know, most political things looks good on paper. Like, let's say communism. Wow, that looks like a utopia. It looks like great on paper. You may not say that because you haven't read a lot about communism. But yeah, on paper, it does look good. But if you live on an island, not exposed to anything, in a test tube, so to speak, Yes, it may work. It may work. Let's say Cuba. Or, yeah, an island. But once you have that unknown factor, the unknown element enter that, it throws the whole experiment to hell. Keynesian economics. That looks good on paper. And I really believe in it in a local sort of way. If, like I said, if you live in a test tube island, and your island is just doing Keynesian economics, it may work. But you expose the rest of the world or some sort of unforeseen variable to that equation, you're going to mess it up. Austrian economics has been tested. Keynesian economics, by the way, has only been around for a little over 100 years, maybe 200 years, less than 200 years. My guess. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, quote, please reference, don't just say I'm wrong, reference the source, because I really didn't look it up. I would like to. Austrian economics, however, has been kind of working for, thousands of years before Christ. So, I'm not going to explain to you all this stuff. Please look up all this stuff. And if you disagree with me, or if you're wrong, if I'm wrong in a way, please comment, but quote me on your sources, and then I'll comment back and quote you on my sources, or say you're right. All right. But if you don't quote me on your sources and you just say I'm wrong, I'm going to probably delete your comment, because that's a troll. But anyway, Bitcoin solves this problem, because there are problems with every economic and political what should I call it, philosophy? Economic, yeah, it's economic, I guess it's a philosophy. Bitcoin solves it's a war problem, a Byzantine general problem. Please look it up. I don't want to explain it to you. I'm way too drunk to actually even try to put it in a nutshell, because all the stuff in my brain is not a nutshell, and I can't put the stuff in a nutshell. But Bitcoin if it can put the Byzantine general problem into a nutshell, it can put, I'm sure, it can put a lot more things into a nutshell. I'm sure the blockchain is going to solve a lot of not only economic problems. Ethereum is doing smart contracts. I know I told you about the DAO. Please look it up if you haven't heard it. I told you about the DAO and what a horrible, and it's DAO, like the DAO poo. DOA. It's our rival. Wow. Decentralized autonomous DAO. No, decentralized autonomous organization. Not DOA. But the DAO is DOA. Unfortunately. Pun intended, I guess. I don't know. But here I go again. Digressing. If Bitcoin can solve the Byzantine general's problem, which has been kind of a war strategy problem for thousands of years, and finally they have a solution, don't you think that it's not Bitcoin in general. It's a blockchain that actually solved that problem. If the blockchain can solve that problem, do you think the blockchain can solve a lot more? Tell me what you think. Comment, whatever. Cheers. Stoshi saved is Stoshi earned.